In 2012, George W. Bush spoke at an event for a Texas-based charity called Helping a Hero. And what this charity does is provide special homes for veterans with serious injuries. And it's actually even more targeted than that. So they'll help veterans with serious injuries who were injured in the wars of George W. Bush. So the wars in the Middle East, Afghanistan, Iraq, you name it. Well, ABC News reported on Wednesday that George W. Bush charged $100,000 for his speech at the charity. Not only that, before the event, they dropped $20,000 on a private jet that Bush flew to get to Houston. And in 2011, Laura Bush made $50,000 for an appearance. Now, naturally, they say, and people on the right are saying, well, it was worth it because we raised more money off of him coming. But here's the issue with that. The same thing that was the case with charging a homeless shelter to go speak there. I get it. You're a former president. You can make a lot of money. You have a lot of money. So you charge people. But aren't there certain things that are sacrosanct enough for you to say, you know what, you get a freebie? A homeless shelter is a perfect example of that. A veterans charity for people who got their limbs blown off in your wars is an even better example of that. Think about the gall of what he did here. He sent these brave young American men and women to fight and possibly die for their country. They get severely injured. They come back. It's hard for them to make ends meet, and they are dealing with all types of psychological issues on top of the physical issues. And then this jackass comes out of his mansion once in a blue moon and says, pay me to be in your presence. Shouldn't it be the other way around, if anything? Shouldn't you be paying them? Shouldn't the country be paying them? Why do we even need to rely on private charities for this? That's my question. I mean, you want to talk about supporting the troops. You know what supporting the troops would entail? Supporting the troops! Actually supporting them. They come back from a war when they get their limbs blown off, and you should have the red carpet laid out for them. What do you need? What do you want? Are you okay? We see what you went through. It must have been incredibly traumatic. Physical injury, psychological injury. How are you going to get by? We're going to help you get back on your feet. We're going to do everything that we can. Okay, you need somewhere to live and you need it to be a special place that can deal with the fact that you have no legs. Let's do it. Let's get this thing done. That's a perfect thing to spend taxpayer money on. Ask the American people, poll them, Republican, Democrat alike. Everybody will say, yeah, blank check. Look, I'm not in favor of blank checks with many areas in government, but here's one area where I say, blank check. Blank check. And I bet you Rush Limbaugh will fucking agree with me. Bill O'Reilly will fucking agree with me. Troops that got their limbs blown off. Troops that got their limbs blown off. Yeah, blank check. I don't even see how it's debatable. Who would not say blank check? But here, not only is it not covered by the government, it's done by a private charity. Not only is it done by a private charity and George W. Bush shows up to do the right thing, no. He got paid to be in the presence of these veterans. What makes it worse, and I think why I'm so angry about it is, dude, we know now. We have all the evidence. We have all the data. We know the historical facts. Okay, the wars that you sent these guys to were bullshit. You asked people in America, come do the right thing. Come defend your country. Come support your country. Be brave. Be courageous. Stand up. Fight. Let's do it. You asked them to do that, and you violated their trust. A lot of these people genuinely thought, no, we're doing this specifically to defend ourselves. We saw what happened on 9/11. We don't want that to happen again. We're doing it to defend ourselves. We got to go get Saddam Hussein, that rat bastard who did it. Well, we know Saddam Hussein didn't do it. Not only did he not do it, he had nothing to do with it. He wasn't in bed with Osama bin Laden. There was no connection with Osama bin Laden. Saddam Hussein is a Ba'athist. He hates religious fundamentalists. He hated Al-Qaeda. Why? They threatened his power. He was a dictator. He had nothing to do with it. Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11. So we invade a country, we topple a government, we lose our brave young American men and women, they kill civilians, an entire clusterfuck, all based on bad information. So you do this horrendous action which violates international law, which is a flat-out war crime. You make every wrong decision. And then you're going to charge these troops for you to be in their presence. You're going to charge a charity to go speak to the people whose lives you ruined based on nothing. They're in wheels. They don't have legs. They don't have arms for nothing. There was no positive from it. There was no net benefit. If anything, it was the opposite. You destabilized the region, and out of the power vacuum grew the monster of ISIS. The thing about George W. Bush is he's a dumb person. He's not intelligent. And he can be, led fairly easily by anybody around him. So when he's surrounded by Donald Rumsfeld and Paul Wolfowitz and Dick Cheney, and they're pushing for this war all along, oh, okay, Dick, I know you wouldn't do the wrong thing. I'm with you. And he has a low IQ intellectually, but he also has a low moral IQ and a low IQ when it comes to ethics, his ethical code. So the thing is, he doesn't even realize that what he's doing here is egregious and preposterous and insane. He doesn't even realize it. Well, George, I'm here to tell you it is all those things. And what you should do is come out, publicly apologize, refund the money, and then some.